My name is Osei-Kusi. I'm 26 years old. I play in the Canadian Football League with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I'm an articling student at Goodman's LLP, and I'm the founder of Switch Mentality, which is a company that helps student athletes make that transition to the workforce. So it's actually a bit of a funny story. I actually never thought I'd play football. I was more of a volleyball player and a basketball player myself. And I remember I was walking around the lobby at Cardinal and Brunswick High School, and the football coach just kind of came up to me, looked at me up and down. I was wearing a short sleeve shirt, so maybe that helped. And they kind of just said, "Why aren't you on the football team?" And I looked at them. I said, "Well, I don't play football." And then they kind of looked at each other, laughed, and said, "Yeah, we'll see you at practice tomorrow." On the field, I've been blessed. I've been able to play for Team Canada. I've been able to become an all-star. I've been able to be one of the very few Canadians to be invited to an NFL minicamp. I've been able to accomplish a lot on the football field, but like any professional athlete who's always striving for the next thing, it never feels like enough. So getting accepted into law school was one of the biggest accomplishments I ever had in my life. And I know that because the week that I got accepted was the same week that I was named a CFL Combine All Star from the National Combine. I remember jumping up in my house, and it was weird that I was almost more excited about my law school acceptance than everything that the CFL was posting. And that's when I had that moment of realization like, I'm equally passionate about the law. And I remember just in my previous articling term, I was working on a trial and litigation. And I remember there was a submission that was like an emergency appeal. And we need to get something into the judge within 30 minutes. And I'm an articling student at this point. I'm new to the file. I'm kind of just sitting there. One of the senior partners looks at me and says, "What are you doing right now?" I said, "What do you need?" He said, "Type this up. We got 20 minutes." So he's barking instructions at me. I'm getting instructions from a senior partner, from two senior partners, two associates, and I'm just kind of like typing it out, making sure everything makes sense. And as pressure tense as that situation was, all I could think about was fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, 30,000 people watching the game. What I was dealing with in the law didn't feel like pressure. It felt like I've been there before. It felt like, yes, this is difficult. There's a lot of eyes on me. There's perhaps liberties at stake, but I don't feel overwhelmed. And I remember actually we finished the typing, we got everything in to the judge. The senior partner looked at me and said, "Chris," takes a bite of his carrot, "fourth and 15. I see you're good under pressure." So I know within the next few years, I'm going to have to make a choice. Am I going to dive into the law full time, or am I going to completely put law on the back burner and dive into football and just live with that choice? And knowing that decision is coming is terrifying. I think for me, it's difficult to let that athletic portion go because football, sports, it's been part of my identity my whole life. And currently, right now, being a professional athlete and being known to a lot of people as a football player, whether I like it or not, it's a part of who I am. So letting go of that completely and now becoming Osei-Kusi, the lawyer, and I have to completely close the chapter on the athletic portion of my career is terrifying.